Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm excited to bring back what is perhaps my most beloved series to make on the channel, Station Focus. If you haven't heard of Station Focus, I don't blame you. It was one of my favorite series of videos to make pre-pandemic, but things have been extremely slow since. In fact, I had less than half as many subscribers the last time I made a video. So what is Station Focus? In this series, I get to explore transit stations around Toronto and other cities around the world, noting their unique features, their surroundings, and details you might have missed. There's something really fun about exploring your own backyard, but I also think it can be really cool to see a neighborhood in another city. So far, I've filmed stations in Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, Kitchener-Waterloo, Seattle, and Ottawa for this series, and I'm excited to add a lot more whenever I can start traveling again. There are over 50 Station Focus videos on the channel, so if you enjoy this one, go check them out. Today, for my first Station Focus of 2021, I decided to take things easy. While I don't think things are sufficiently cooled down with the coronavirus pandemic to go film subway stations, big open suburban rail stations are an awesome option. So today we'll be looking at Rouge Hill Regional Rail Station in the Toronto borough of Scarborough. This station is particularly awesome because beautiful views of Lake Ontario can be had right from the platforms, and things are fairly minimal with just 2 tracks, something we'll be seeing a lot more of on the Barrie and Stouffville lines in the future. Definitely worth taking a train or bus trip to walk around if you're in the area. It's also just the type of station I want to cover in Station Focus going forward, with beautiful, interesting surroundings. Rouge Hill Station serves trains on the Lakeshore East GO train line, and as you'll see, it's stations like Rouge Hill that put the Lakeshore and Lakeshore East. The station gets roughly 500,000 boardings a year, and is probably one of my favorite GO stations. It has fairly frequent rail service, good connections to local transit, and lots to do nearby. Arriving at Rouge Hill Station, you can't help but notice the massive parking lots, which have room for over 1,000 cars. Obviously things were not very busy the day I visited. Fortunately, some spots are reserved for carpools, and there are also spots where people can park to receive grocery delivery services when they're returning home, which is a pretty smart service if I'm honest. All that said, the parking lot feels like a huge waste of space, close to the lakeshore, and all the beautiful neighboring parks. If parking is needed, I'd rather a small, preferably underground parkade, and then a mix of TOD and parks on these lots. Walking over to the station bus loop, somewhat uniquely for a GO station in Toronto, the bus loop is actually used by the TTC. There are a number of fairly major routes which serve the loop, including the Lawrence and Sheppard East buses and the Lawrence East night bus, meaning getting to Rouge Hill should be quite easy no matter the time of day. I was also lucky because I got to see one of the TTC's new electric buses serving the loop, this one a BYD K9. If you're interested in one of the other TTC electric bus models, check out my video in the top right corner. Walking towards the platforms, you can see the various bike amenities. There are bike lockers, lots of bike racks, and even a Bike Share Toronto rack. This is one of the furthest east on the system. While all the parking at the station does suck, it's great to see how many options you really have to get here. Now, before we head onto the platforms, you can take a look at the station building, which contains the usual amenities of a waiting room, ticket window, and washrooms. Unfortunately though, the building is showing its age and isn't connected to the platforms by a weather-protected walkway, as is the case at some stations. Now we can take a look at the entry to the platforms. This station has 2 roughly 300-meter side platforms capable of serving 12-car trains, albeit trains are only operating as 6-car sets at the moment on most lines around Toronto, and the Lakeshore Line, which has historically had half-hourly service, is only operating hourly right now. In fact, before the pandemic, services were running every 15 minutes in both directions off-peak, albeit with some express services bypassing Rouge Hill. There are also Via National Rail trains which run express through the station. With regard to the entrance to the platforms, there are several ramps and staircases provided at the north end of the station, with a bunch of Presto readers and a display showing the next train departures. There's also a non-accessible pedestrian tunnel here. It's great to see so many Presto readers located at all of the entrances to the platform, so you don't forget to tap on. Walking south along the platforms, you can see the newer canopies adjacent to the station's raised accessible platforms. These canopies connect to a second larger pedestrian tunnel which does have elevator access. Further south still, you can see signs showing where trains of various lengths will stop, as well as warning signs as express trains can pass the station at high speed, though unfortunately there aren't audio warnings. If you pay attention to this space and the right of way, you might notice that there appears to be room to add 2 more tracks on the outside of the existing platforms here, converting them to islands. If not on the adjacent corridors, then at the station. This would be a good way to provide more capacity in the future by holding local trains while express trains pass. After watching the 8:04 and 8:08 p.m. trains pass, I took a look at some of the neighboring trails. There are lots in the area, and the portion along the lakeshore is part of the massive multi-100-kilometer Great Lakes Trail. Just south of the station, the trail opens to a clearing with a nice lawn, awesome views of Lake Ontario, and a good view of Pickering Nuclear Generating Station, which has 8 reactors providing over 15% of the province of Ontario's electricity. Now, after I finished checking out the station, I continued east along the Lakeshore Trail to Rouge Park, a major national park on the east side of Toronto. While you can spend hours doing all kinds of activities here, from canoeing to swimming to fishing, I found a nice place and sat to watch the next 2 trains pass over the large bridge which takes the Lakeshore Line over the outlet of the Rouge River, and then I head home via Lawrence Avenue. Rouge Hill is an awesome GO station, probably in my top 5. Few stations on the network provide so many nice trails and parks one can walk or bike to from the station, while also providing such good access via transit. The station is also just incredibly scenic, with views of the lake directly from the platform. If you're in Toronto, I recommend you come and check it out as things reopen. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.